Adult chasing the popularity they missed out on as a teenager are the worst.
Very true. You can absolutely see it. Mostly on social media. That's where we are able to do that. Posting our highlight reels, showing that we're doing well, looking for validation that we never got as a kid. I mean, you have an opportunity to do it because you could fake it now, right? You're not counting on people seeing it in real life, right? Nobody's really pulling a curtain. So whatever I decide to show you is whatever's perceived, right? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you like, look, I done bought these new J's, or look, I done got a new car. Look at this, look, I got the flyest outfit on. We having all the fun in the club, and it's all about validation, man. People just are insecure about themselves, and we most of us as humans, it's not for us to be secure, right? But it's what you do with that insecurity. Do you need to project a whole bunch of things? Do you need to act like you're someone else, right? We're just living our lives through social media. Like I say, seriously, because it's not real, right? We're just living a different life on social media. What we have to understand is that you can't look at that as an outsider and think that somebody else is doing well. You can't follow it and try to adjust your lifestyle based on what you see somebody else doing, because most of the time it's fake, right? Young ladies in particular are now able to get validation like crazy, right? Maybe they're insecure about themselves. They can just throw a filter on and look like a beautiful woman all of a sudden, right? And you can get all the attention that you want, all the likes, all the eggplant emojis that you desire without even leaving your house effortlessly, right? You don't even have to put on makeup anymore. You just literally throw on a filter and you look amazing. And there's a lot of dudes doing it now. I'm hearing a lot about this soft guy era. Pause.
What?
Like dudes is out here like really trying to be a bad bitch for real, for real. Like I'm seeing a lot more of that lately too. We want the attention. I'm seeing dudes out here with the filters too. Y'all need to stop that for real. Like cut that out. Stop putting on filters. If you are a grown ass man, you ain't got no business rocking a filter in 2024 or any year to follow for that matter. Cut it out. I'm gonna let some of the other gents get in on this.
All right. I'll go to you. Marcus, you ready?
All right, am I still echoing?
No, I think you're good now.
Okay. I think we talked about this a long time ago when I was saying like it was an era where you just had to be him and other people had to speak for you. You couldn't really self-promote. It was like an era of publicity. So what you was, and it was through proof of the concepts that you like. You were who you were. People could verify it. They could see who you were, and then interacting with you is the only way that they could verify it. Nowadays, you get a check or whatever them little marks they are that say you verify online, and they'll co-sign a lie. They'll co-sign anything. And you got people who like center their life around that. Like they literally wake up every day and this is what they do, right? And shout out to them. I'm all for people leveling up and getting money and doing, you know what I'm saying? Finding a way to monetize doing that. But it take it to another level when, like Trev said, you seeking some type of validation that you ain't get. That shit going and came, big dog. Look, when it mattered, you had to matter. If you don't matter on that level, I don't know what to tell you. This the family season. When you get older and you trying to just, you know what I'm saying, be there for your priorities shift and change. Like there was a point in time where all I was concerned about was being the man. And then I got older and I just became concerned about being a man, right? The man was make sure my whip is it, make sure the fit was it, make sure when I pull up is all of that. When I became a man, I started to center different adults in my life. Like, damn, my grandfather moved all these people from the South and he was the staple in the home. He held them down. Yeah, he was a bus driver, but that bus driver was loved and he did what was necessary for his family because he was a man. The big homie when I was growing up that was the man, he was locked up by that time. And he wasn't a man for his family, right? So as you get older, you're supposed to shift your perspective about what's important. And it's weird. It's like you see somebody in the rec league trying to have 50 and training and shit every day. Like you don't got to go to work on Monday. Like You know what I'm saying? Like you go get a call up from the YMCA. Like, bro, that ain't where it's at, man. You gotta, I get if you doing it for fun, but you gotta reprioritize, big dog. It's over. The time that came and went. The time that came and went. And to spend your time mad about it or sending shots at other people that you mad about from high school, you got to heal. You gotta let that shit go, man. You just gotta let it go. You are who you are. You was who you was before you got here. That's it.
All right. I'm gonna go to the manic genius. I got a question for you. Do you believe that achieving popularity as an adult will fulfill a void from your teenage years, or is it driven by other factors?
Before I answer that question, I want to address the real Mr. White. I feel personally attacked. I identify as that guy in the rec leagues trying to drop 40, waking up early in the morning, getting my shots up.
Hey, look, look. I have people who be trying to get me to come to leagues. I'm like, bro, you're not gonna catch me old and not hooping no more and try and get your leg back. You should have got it when it was time. It's a wrap. You just gonna have to live with the Marcus. It's in history books.
Yeah, my bad, JR. What was the question again?
The question is, do you believe that achieving popularity as an adult will fulfill a void from your teenage years, or is it driven by other factors?
I think Trev Smooth hit on it. I think it really stems from an insecurity of not being that person who you are. So you look for that validation, you seek that validation, and if you never got that validation early on in life, you're still going after it. And especially with social media, I feel like it's a lot times an opportunity for people who are not getting it in real life to create a new image online and live through that. So I think that to answer your question, JR, it definitely holds truth. I think that people who actually get it, we don't have to disguise ourselves online and perpetrate that we have it now, and we're not seeking that level of attention because we just know we got it.
All right. We'll go to you, Darwin.
So you said adults chasing popularity they missed out on tend to be the worst. I mean, I would say the reason why they're probably doing this because they're probably late to maturity. But saying that they're the worst, that is where I kind of feel disconnected as far as understanding go. I don't know what makes them the worst. I don't know what that pertains to.
think
Like
it's
in
hyperbole.
regards to what, like just life, relationships, business. I don't know.
I think it's hyperbole. I don't think he mean it literally. Like they worse than serial killers. I think he mean it like, dude, you the worst. You know what I'm saying? Hyperbolically speaking.
Right. So like when people say stuff like that, if I'm in a dialogue with them, I would tend to like ask for more context on that. Like, okay, what are they the worst at? Like just being around, being in the circle, talking to, or what? Like being associated with. I don't know. Like what makes them the worst? Because I would say somebody's looking for popularity on a teenage level. I mean, it's really nothing, as an adult. It's really something I can just overlook. It ain't nothing. Okay, good for you. So I mean, that's all I can say about that until we actually get further into this live stream. It looked like Shannon got something to say though. Man, Shannon, you got your camera square on your face, man.
Yeah, man, you got your tracking on. I don't think he fully set up yet, man. I'm gonna go to you, Viz.
Shannon just letting y'all know he keep it in frame at all times. I'm in frame at all times, he say.
Yeah, I think I agree with Darwin. I mean, I feel like that's such an open statement, man. Are they, what type of popularity are they chasing? How are they chasing it? I think that those questions matter, in regards to this.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you a question then. Are there alternative paths to fulfillment and self-worth that you've explored aside from seeking popularity?
Of course, absolutely. And I feel that with I would say that I've been fairly popular or whatnot throughout life, but I think just with me, um, just with me chasing the things the goals that I've set forth, and having the platform to show other people what it is that I'm doing. I, I think that was more of a positive in a sense. So that's why I'm kind of torn by it. Are these people clout chasing? You know what I'm saying? If you clout chasing, then yeah, absolutely. But there's always been clout chasers, and those same clout chasers been like that since day one, or they're at the extreme now. So I just think that it varies with this topic in particular.
And Viz, you look like you around my age or maybe on the same. I would say popularity was different from, you know, 80s babies or 70 babies versus these guys. Clout chasing. I'm trying to figure out what was that whenever you grew up in the 90s. You get what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
think popularity for different generations was different.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Now popularity is off us going in Walmart and pranking somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit lame as hell. You know what I'm saying? But the only people that's doing it are lames. You know what I'm saying? So uh I don't know. I'm kind of still
Yeah,
torn by that.
popularity for me was, and when I was coming up, was having a cell phone in school. A lot of people didn't have that. I think
Right,
today everybody got a damn phone, or even
right.
being able to drive to school. Man, a lot of kids, a lot of us, you know, growing up in the 90s, we didn't have vehicles. We couldn't drive vehicles to high school and stuff. I mean, we just couldn't afford it. So if you had one, like it didn't even have to be like a nice car.
Yeah, just the
Just a
fact that
car,
you
bro.
drive
You can
to
get all the
school.
women. You know what I mean?
Hey, hey, you go pick the guys up, nigga. We going to school. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so I'm 37. I was born in '86.
Same
So
here, 86.
yes, sir.
Oh,
So for
y'all
me,
some young men. I got y'all about at least 5, 6 years. Shit.
so for me, having a cell phone in high school was having a brick phone with the, you know what I'm saying, illuminated keypad with the hologram on the Nokia and the flashing antenna. You know what I'm saying? That if you had that shit, hey, you was one of them peoples. Or if you had the church, you had both of them, had the next tail with the church. You know what I'm saying? You was one of them guys. So uh yeah, I don't know, man. I'm kind of torn
All
by the
right.
statement.
I'm gonna go to Kenny P. What steps can you take to cultivate genuine connections and confidence, independent of external validation or popularity?
That changed. You did telephone. That sounded different than what you originally asked.
That's a hell of a question, JR.
Yeah,
Shit.
hey.
Gotta put that shit in layman's terms, man.
That changed different than the popularity question. There was more nuance to it.
I was
But
just
let's
trying to go ahead.
let's stay in that. When that question is asked, I think about Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cents. Street thug, Queens, hustler, boxer, get it how he got it. Went through a lot, gained notoriety, became immensely popular. That drug became an addiction. Didn't change the person who he was, but that was like taking that needle in the arm. It just made him more of what he was. Popularity is addictive, and for people to say, I hear what Marcus says, but if there's something that you didn't have and you're getting swooned upon for a certain thing, it's hard. If you're not truly grounded, it's hard to pull away from it. People love gratification. People love to be loved in this life where we get more boos than ovations. So when I hear, okay, just grow up, don't pay attention to it, It's hard to take that crack pipe out your mouth once you taste it. I digress.
Hey, Kenny, you think 50 was you think he like popularity driven? I feel like he used that as a means to get to money. It's not really like it don't define him. Because if that was
Okay,
the case,
Marcus. Okay, just say I know through somebody he had a lot of money.
right.
When they dropped him on his contract, they gave him that money. When they dropped him from, what was it, Interscope or one of them places? What do you think he did with that money?
Invested it. Let's say invested.
He invested it, and he
Yeah.
made a whole lot. He had a certain part of Queens locked down. You
Allegedly.
understand?
I think the most important,
He had bread.
I think the most important question is to probably ask Kenny how long he been sober. That's a powerful thing, bro. I know a lot of people that smoked crack cocaine and was not able to. So shout out to you, brother, for being able to get off of that shit, bro.
I don't know what that means, but here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put it.
Hold on. Wait. Wait. Were you referring to you?
Okay, I'm gonna get off of that, and I'm gonna refer back to the person I made the point about 50, right? Curtis Jackson. Now, if I can take what Darwin said and respond to it, he never been sober. He done seen the slow bucks on stage when he was playing with his son taking pictures. You done seen the gunplay backstage when you felt big enough to walk by him and Mike Knox. You done seen the slap heard around the world when what's his name? Forget his name, light skinned guy.
Will Smith.
Will Smith?
No. Another rapper.
Talking about that
Egyptian.
French.
No, Egyptian.
French Montana?
French Montana, the slap heard around the world. No, he ain't sober up nothing. The worst thing you could do is give an intelligent hoodlum a whole lot of resources and popularity, and people actually glorify him for it. Don't mess with 50. It comes a point that his pettiness and his prowess for violence is accepted as a norm within culture. And that,
what do you
that
have
is
against
also
50?
Huh?
What do you have against 50?
What do I have against 50, or did I make a point using him? I didn't. It was not ad hominem attack. Everything that I said there you could point out as for and fact check as for true.
See, so I think that's one of those situations as to where it depends on what's being used to it. What 50 did is develop a character. Early on in his career, he understood that America loves a bad guy. So, and he won off of it. So for him to change it, now he's a corporate bad guy. So I don't necessarily fault him for it. You know, he just literally just went and played the character that he decided to become in this society, and he's working for him to his advantage.
Viz, I would challenge that because he said a statement within a documentary after he got those 9 shots. He became insensitive. He realized that his life wasn't his no more, that he could die any day. So he became ruthless at that point.
Get rich or die trying.
As he does his business moves and how he's petty about dealing with people, and he takes on all comers. It's not a character. That's the real person. And he uses popularity. It drives him. He's more popular for being who he is. He's not a facade like most people.
Right. No, I get what you're saying, but that's his character though. You know what I'm saying? Everyone on this panel has a character. The person that you are, as far as from what I've seen as Kenny P, that's your character. You know what I'm saying? If you don't agree with something, you're gonna outright challenge that shit. That's who you are. That's your character. So I don't think that is any different from someone, you know, deciding to be this and just walking their life and doing such.
Fair. That's a fair assessment. But I didn't want to stray too far from the popularity and how infectious it can be. So I land my plane there.
All right, let me go ahead and get Brother Hink in there. What are your thoughts about it, sir? Adults chasing the popularity they missed out on as a teenager.
Oh, real quick, Day, tread carefully tonight. I got it's loaded.
God damn. Well, first thing first, y'all better leave the goddamn Gucci alone. I don't know why y'all keep fucking with my dog. Y'all better leave him alone. Man, shout out to Kanye West, man. I fuck the fame. I just want the money. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get my Al Bundy stories. You know, I scored 6 touchdowns in one goddamn game. Fuck the fame. But you got cats still want to hold on to that. And like you said, JR, they want to get what they didn't get from high school because that girl didn't, accept the invitation to the prom.
Nope.
So now he's trying to get her back. Every time he gonna post some silly shit online, making sure she sees it. I think that's how some of these lame dudes are doing. And it's sad that these are hard ankles doing it. I don't expect that. I expect the women to do it because they love the attention. They live off of it. They thrive off it. Them heifers love it. But you dudes, man, what are y'all doing out here? It's hard to tell y'all from the women. The way y'all moving, the way y'all talking, the way y'all acting and carrying on. That's crazy, man. So yeah, I think a lot of dudes are acting like that, trying to flash back to the, class of 95 or a class of 2000, whatever the case may be, because they miss out on some shit they wish they could never have. And I hate to see the next dude who's striving and maybe grew up and, like you said, it's not still mentally stuck back in that time. They'd have moved on. And you got, like Marcus said, you got to grow up. You got to become a man, and act like it. So.
Hey, go ahead, Luis.
Damn, homie. In high school, you used to be the man, homie. What the fuck happened to you? Unfortunately, that statement stands true. Look, every moment that we live in our lives, it's an opportunity to like really seize it and really do something with it. High school is high school, college is college, and once we step into, adulthood or professionalism or business, whatever, that's a completely different opportunity. Every stage has its own chapter to be written. You can't go back and rewrite whatever moments you missed in high school, but you could go back and look at the lessons that you learned from missing those opportunities, or thinking about things that you could do better in the future and rewriting your own story differently moving forward. I think it's rather sad because as opposed to having a generation of intelligent, well-to-do, astute men that are living proof examples of what the younger generation could aspire to, they're unfortunately seeing them copy the same young antics as the younger people. And I think it's sort of like it's like history kind of, rewinding itself, but in a very ineffective way. So that's all I got.
All right, go ahead, Brother Shan.
Sorry for my tardiness. I'm not even sure if you guys played a video that matches this, but I wouldn't need it.
No, it wasn't no video. It was just a slide.
Just a question.
Yeah.
Adults chasing the popularity they missed out on as a teenager. J.R. Patton. Adults, do they? Do adults chase popularity they missed out on as a teenager and try to get that as an adult? Kids who wanted to be popular, in my personal experience, kids who wanted to be popular and didn't get it, they didn't chase it as an adult either. They just weren't popular. They were probably more introverted, didn't give a fuck about popularity, didn't care about what other people thought as a child, as a teenager in high school. Even go back to middle school. Just did what they went to school, did what they needed to do. These are the people that wasn't the in crowd, wasn't at the table you know, during lunchtime and where everybody hung out. They didn't give a fuck about all of that. And so I would argue that those who wanted popularity as a child got it. And I'm thinking about I'm thinking about everybody in my high school. I want you guys to think about everybody that you went to school with. All the popular kids were popular for a reason, for whatever whether it was because they were ballers, that they played ball, or because they were good looking, or because they dressed really well. They always came to school super fresh. You know, the ones that wanted popularity or wanted to be seen, they got it as a child. Rarely I can't think of anybody that as a child wanted popularity and then it wasn't until later on they got it. Now, we know how people, women particularly, how they can blossom. They look, the ugly duckling turning into a swan, how girls maybe super skinny or face wasn't right or something, or they did all this trying to make this extra makeup, trying to be popular, looking a mess, maybe popular for the wrong reasons. And then it transcended into their adulthood. But I can't think anybody that was popular that missed out on it as a teenager that's trying to do it as an adult. Now, what I can do is tell you, I know there's people who were popular and they fell off. I know there's people that was popping in high school, popping in middle school, had it all. Everybody wanted to be like them, wanted to dress like them, wanted to hang out with them. And then in their 20s, Lewis just dropped the bars. Damn, homie. Back in the day, you was the man. What the fuck happened to you? That is a story that I think all of us can think about. Somebody that was like that. You good, Viz? Yeah, I know. I think that you guys can think of somebody that had it going on in high school and fell the fuck off. And typically it's because their realness became fake and more exposed as their peers got older and wiser, and they realized, oh, you was fake all along. And you can't continue that into your adulthood once people start getting wise and catching on. And I think if based on this, that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen, adults chasing popularity they missed out as a teenager, I think this is a good story or a good lesson for parents or people who soon to be parents, and to try your best to instill authenticity into your kids. Do not be that, it's a different discussion, but don't be the parent that lives vicariously through your child, having your children do shit that you wish that you did, that you couldn't do. And now you got your kid out there doing all this extra shit that they don't want to do naturally. That could be a big blowback later on in their lives. I think it's super important that anybody that has children or anybody that plans to have kids, to make sure that their kids, to try to instill as much authenticity in their children as possible. You as a parent, pay attention, men particularly, pay attention to your kids and make sure that they are who they want to be, not necessarily who you want them to be. Because if you try to get them to be who you want them to be, they might become popular as a kid, and that should take a nosedive when they get to college. But that's all I got on it.
Man, the piggyback off that real quick, with Shannon saying that, it immediately made me remember the Von Erich story. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It was a wrestling family.
Bunch of wrestlers, Kerry Von Erich, the other ones, the dad.
Yeah. So the dad was gung-ho about, achieving a certain level, and he put that stress upon his kids. And essentially, I want to say three of the brothers, they all killed themselves. You know what I'm saying? Just from taking on that stress of dad putting on them to become the best wrestler. So I 100% agree with Shannon on that, man. That's definitely a slippery slope to be on, but we see it a lot.
Wouldn't y'all agree that that's an example of what he asking?
Somewhat, yeah, in a sense, but I think, but again, that goes back to my first statement of, it depends on the person. It depends on their why. You know, a person's why is everything. So if your why is just off of clout, you know what I'm saying, then shit, that's dangerous compared to your why being something that actually motivates and moves you to influence other people. You know, and that's how you live forever.
So, all right, and I could give you another real world example, Shannon. Say you have a friend that wanted to be part of the in crowd. Like, you know how clubs got certain promotion groups that they always keep the athletes entertainers in their group when you go to the club, right? And they, you know, they pretty much follow these certain promoters. And they couldn't get in the club and kick it because they didn't have the connections or the popularity with them. I've seen people prioritize that over their families, raising their families so they could be part of the in crowd and popping on IG or, you know, Twitter, maybe, I don't know. And in doing so, they sacrifice their whole family in order to obtain that. To me, that's the worst, bro. Not the worst as in worse than, you know, but hyperbolically speaking, that's the worst. So when I'm thinking about it, I'm not saying like you wanted to be somebody in high school, so you excelled and you're bad for doing that. No, I applaud that. What I'm talking about is people, the way I interpreted the question, people prioritizing things that are not to the benefit of them and those around them as adults when we should have transitioned to different phases based off of trying to obtain the popularity from that they, or the acknowledgement, the validation, the popularity they didn't you know, receive when they were younger.
How does popularity take you off of your goals?
So it, like the example I was just explaining, Kenny, about the family, that would be an example of that. Where
that
you
would
want
be the
to
exception.
So when I'm answering the question, I'm speaking to those type of things. I don't think everybody is out here chasing popularity. Well, you know,
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Even that subset though, Mark. So even that subset, and I hear what you're saying, but remember, you started your story off with somebody in college. You started your story off with somebody that was going to the clubs. So if we're talking about a club age guys that's not part of the in crowd, they couldn't get in and they really wanted to get in.
No, not college promoters. This is after college. I'm talking about
even after, that's even worse. I mean, but the question is asking about people that lost it, that wanted to be popular as a teenager and couldn't be, and then grew up and was trying to chase it. So I would argue that the guy that you're talking about that wants to be with the athletes, but he's not on the squad. He's trying to hang out with y'all to get the girls. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna drive, but he can't really get in. He can't get in, he can't move. He doesn't have the access. He probably had some kind of popularity in his. He's the guy I was talking about that was probably popping in high school that nobody really knew that he was fake. And then when he got around real ball players, your ballers was like, this nigga's a lame. I don't want him to be around.
Yeah. So and what would you call him? What would you call him?
He's a reverse.
Impersonator.
Yeah, that's what I interpreted the question to be. Various degrees of that.
Oh yeah, I was going straight in the linear fashion. You wanted to be popular as a teenager, and then when you got an adult, you trying to now chase what you couldn't get as a teenager. I would say that guy is the guy that was probably popular as a teenager, and then when he got around real adults and real ballers and real players, they knew that it was a lame and they kept him out. So, but I hear what you're saying though. I totally understand what you're saying.